Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fireside Chat. Together, I'm here with Dor Bawak from Userway. Hey, Dor, how are you today?
I'm great. Thank you, Idan, and thank you, Everflow, for this amazing event. I'm excited to be here.
Very
Um,
welcome. Today, we're going to talk about accessibility and how accessibility can doing good leads for like loyal users. And Dor, mind sharing a few insights about Userway? What is Userway actually?
Userway is a software company that specializes in making online experience accessible for individuals with disabilities. Our main focus is to simplify accessibility, compliance, and user experience for organization regardless of their size. We are offering innovative accessibility solution, and we're not only enhancing website performances, but we also empower users with disabilities to access online content with ease.
That's interesting, and we have the chance to speak before the conversation, and we met also back then in the office. And I think it's like really interesting topic, and Userway doing like a really great job when it's coming to accessibility. Can you share like what type of companies working with Userway?
Yeah, of course. Userway works with a wide range of businesses across different industries. With our accessibility solution trusted by over 1 million websites worldwide,
Wow.
today Userway is offering a 360-degree suite of services from audits to scanning to monitoring. We have a legal support, document remediation, and a fully managed accessibility services. Today, we have the ability to seamlessly integrate basically with any business, any website, any platform. So there is no limit to what Userway can accomplish in the digital accessibility space. This versatility makes Userway relevant and beneficial to organizations of any vertical or any size. By the way, that's a good thing to mention right now that Userway collaborates with agencies to make their client site more accessible. So by recommending Userway, agencies can create additional revenue stream. Uh, and basically, recommending us, it will not backfire.
That's good to know. And we have like a few mutual clients, so it's always like great. And what do you say will be the most popular reason why companies choose Userway?
So businesses choose Userway because it addressed the three crucial aspects in accessibility: compliance, usability, and social responsibility. At Userway, we ensure that websites are compliant with accessibility laws like the ADA and others around the world. By the way, European enforcement is about to happen, and it's a big concern for all companies, just like the GDPR was in its day. But compliance is not enough because you can technically have a compliant website that is not actually usable to a user with disabilities. Userway makes sites more usable. We improve the UI along with that. So companies that have addressed compliance issues and made their site more accessible are also doing the right thing for millions of users. Today, I can tell you that corporate leaders are taking that very seriously. So we're doing a lot of work to educate and raising awareness around this topic.
Yeah, this is great for like audience to know like that it's a user is a very trustworthy company that can really vouch for all those kind of things related to accessibility. And if we talk about accessibility in general and globally, what is the scope of accessibility today?
That's a great question. Today, accessibility is a big deal. Okay, like there is around 200 million active websites worldwide, and I can tell you that 97.8, so almost 98% of them are not accessible, not meeting the accessibility laws. So by that, you can imagine that the accessibility solution industry is massive. It's around estimated $27 billion. So that's a huge opportunity. And UserA is the top provider in this field. Today, we are around 43% of the market share, and that's a big thing. By the way, the European Accessibility Act, the EAA, will enforce accessibility standards from 2025 for private sectors, products, and services across Europe. So, to avoid legal trouble, businesses need to focus on accessibility and make sure they comply with the law. Accessibility now is becoming more important in today's digital world as people want more inclusive and more user-friendly online interfaces.
So we have like like the two look way that from we say like we want to be good for the user to be accessible that everyone will be able to really use the website as they want. Doesn't matter the disability they have, but there's also the risk from the regulation part and the legal part. So what is the risk that companies take when not being accessible?
Okay, so when businesses are not accessible, they can face several risks. First, they may lose customers that basically cannot easily use their website. So that's the first thing that could affect their sales, that could affect their growth. So just to say that in the US alone, users with disabilities have 10 times the spending power of Bill Gates. So imagine that. Secondly, in the US and globally, there are a huge number of lawsuits against businesses that are not accessible to all users. That can include fines. And of course, having the barrier on your site can harm company reputation. Today, in the world, companies are expected to be social responsible. So to avoid these risks and to reach a wider audience, businesses should invest in making their site more accessible to everyone.
Yeah, I totally get it. I'm trying to understand, is it something that's coming more from the users that are complaining that the website is not accessible and they approaching to the regulator? Is there any specific angle that you can mention here? Like if I'm a website owner, where should I start in that case?
It depends because a lot of time we see users that are facing difficulties, and a lot of time there is like enforcements from the government or from ADA and organization like that. So it all depends, and you know accessibility issues can happen anywhere, anytime. So
Yeah, for sure. You mentioned like that 98% of the website worldwide are not accessible. So this is of course bring it like to a very big potential like in this kind of industry. But do you have like any story to share? Like what is the biggest accessibility issue that you've been seeing lately?
like I mentioned, it can happen. Accessibility issues can happen anywhere, anytime. And was a well-known court case when Domino's Pizza, a well-known company worldwide, had forms on their site that were not accessible. So if a user used assistive technology, he couldn't, literally could not order a pizza. Now, people think, that if you check the box and comply with regulation, you're done. That's the misconception. You can technically have, you can possible to build a compliant site that is not actually usable. So that means you're not actually accessible.
Yeah, and I can imagine you're like I'm like we are both working in tech companies. We all day long in front of the computer visiting like tens of like websites a day, and we don't even think about in the back of our mind what would it be if the website is not accessible. Like we probably all know the small person on the bottom of the screen that means accessibility. And I really think this is something that will just get more involved and will increase with the years. As we saw, like GDPR coming in 2016, the enforcement of it. In this case, we see that like the regulation is coming more from the US to Europe. So I think it's like very interesting. And maybe you can share what are the common mistakes company are doing when they evaluating accessibility solution.
Um, so when a company business is evaluating accessibility solution, they need to understand that accessibility is a journey and it looks different for every company. Responsible accessibility tech providers should be offering a 360-degree range of products, services, information, education. That because you might be a huge e-commerce company and you don't have no developers, or you might be an enterprise that has a full team of developers to code in accessibility from the ground up, but you still need audits, you still need to monitor. So there is different solution for different needs. That's like when you evaluate the accessibility solution, that's what you need to understand, that this is a journey.
Yeah, I get it, but are there any mistakes that you see? Like you have clients that are coming and say, "Hey, we tried to do it like this way and we got wrong and we need to do everything from the beginning." Like, how do you see it, when it comes to the clients that you see coming to Userway?
So a lot of clients coming with the with when they thinking that one solution can solve everything, and they don't understand that it's websites are ever changing, and there is a lot of solution, and it's all depends on what the approach they want to take with regards of this initiative. So, for example, do you want a strictly code level remediation? Do you want a strictly automation approach? You want the combination of the two? So, once you decide that, you should begin filtering out companies based on that approach. So, again, it's crucial to have a full service provider and not one that claims that only one solution can fix absolutely every part of the accessibility. So, you need to ask what the limitation of any solution. You need to test the products on your sites, and then like you get a better feel of what suits you.
And when you say like the 360 approach, maybe you can elaborate about it. Like you mentioned audit and the questions. Like maybe you can explain a bit better to the audience that do not understand, how they should approach for this kind of a solution.
So of course, today Userway have a couple of solutions. It all depends. We have our AI Power widget that after you implement it on your site, it will run and fix the code automatically, the code of your site, and of course it give you the end user the ability to customize his experience on your site. So if he's like have a specific disability, he can customize the site to his own need. That's like on the widget side. And then we have our PDF remediations. Today PDFs and financial reports need to be accessible as well, so we do have a solution for that. We're doing audits for major sites with 100,000 of pages, and we checking every comment on the code and verifying that is meeting the accessibility laws. And of course, we have the fully managed service in Userway. We have our scanner that developers can use and to see that while building their site, they can see the violations and to see how they code in the site. So we have different solution. It all depends on how far you want to go in this journey.
Yeah. And for example, let's say I have my own website and I'm integrated with the Userway. What are the metrics I need to monitor in that case? So I'm already set up with the integrations. What I need to look at to make sure that like the users that are coming to the website are engaged in a good way and I'm fully accessible for them.
So the key metrics I would recommend to monitor is, first of all, website performance. A lot of our clients seeing reducing bounce rates, increase in conversion rates for both leads and sales. If we're talking about e-commerce, a lot of our clients seeing improvement in earning pence per click and earnings per visit. And of course, it's critical to look at the effect of the loading time once a widget is implemented on your site. I can tell you that our AI power widget has the lowest loading time in the market. And it's not only solving accessibility violation, but it's also solve usability issues at scale.
Yeah, 100%. Because at the end of the day, user coming to the website don't want to wait. They want to make everything is like fast and growing. So we spoke about the mistakes and the measure and how we monitor it. Maybe you have like a success story of a client that implemented with you that you can share with us.
Yeah, actually, we had an amazing partnership with Natural Intelligence. If you know them, and if you not, they're a huge company that operate comparison websites from top10.com to bestmoney.com. So they are like the major player in that field, in that industry. And they natural intelligence recognize the importance of creating inclusive websites, and previously also made efforts to ensure accessibility on its company on the client websites as well. However, when they search for a solution that combines web accessibility and performance, they were unsuccessful. Of course, that until they found Userway and partner with us, and they test our product on 50% of their traffic and 50% not, and they saw an amazing results on the 50% that use our product. So after a couple of months, they saw increase in earnings per click and earnings per visit. Also, their CTRs rates, they saw an upstick there, while significantly decreasing the bounce rates. So that was amazing. As a result of partnering with us, they get the combination of web accessibility and performance and usability. So, and of course, they had like a wider reach of users. So that's like huge thing for a company and that size.
Yeah, I think like the title of our chat today is like why doing good leads to loyal users, and it's exactly that. Like that's what we see. We see like more engaged of users, longer retention, less churn, and those are the things that like a company and a website owner really cares about in that case. So I'm very happy to hear that, and this is how we connect the dots in between. We trying to do something good. We're trying to be comply with the regulations, but at the bottom line we have like more happy users that will stay longer on the website and be like loyal users. And I think this is like a part of the story.
Exactly, exactly. So that's the thing we in Userway trying to achieve, that win-win situation of accessible and performance, and to combine the two into a perfect situation for our clients.
That's really cool. And as before that, like if I'm thinking about launching a new website, I have a good idea, I want to do something, but I don't really know how to do it. How can I avoid, like future accessibility issues in that case? What would you recommend me to do?
So building something with accessibility in mind is much easier than going and trying to fix what was broken. It's much easier to audit a website while it's in the creative and design stages. So when a company is ready to launch a new site, they should ask themselves if they have taken accessibility in consideration while building the site. If not, they should consider an audit prior to the launch, or at least scan the pages before being released, so they can be at ease that they did their job and they're meeting accessibility laws and meeting compliance and allowing users to experience their contact with ease.
Yeah, just like for sure true. And the problem is we don't know how many users or like a website owner doing it or thinking in the back of the mind, oh, I need to be accessible. And do you have like partnerships with like website creator companies that you work with? Like probably like this is that where people start to launch their websites.
So of course today Userway can integrate with all the major platforms for site builders, from Wix, Shopify, WooCommerce, Elementor, and other in that field. So we're doing a lot of work with them and trying to to reach every site that they're building, and trying to help them to create accessibility by design and not like to do it after. So that's like a major focus on our end right now. And of course, we're working with a lot of smaller site builders and agencies that building and developing sites for their clients. And we're trying to partner with them and educate them about the need for accessibility and about the value they can bring to their clients by recommending or by implementing our products in on their sites.
Yeah, that's really great. I think this is also, like one way of like penetration to the market, like to go like through those like agencies and partners. Like we try to do it also like from our end. We're working with different partners in that case. And I wanted to ask if there is anything coming up soon, everything new that you would like to share with the audience.
Well, today, AI is the buzzword of the day. You anywhere you look, you see AI. But in UserWay, we've actually using AI in our products for many years now. So on the product side, we just launched a free tool for developers. They can paste in the code they're writing, and it uses AI basically to make it the code more accessible. So that's on the product side. On the business side, our partnership program is growing like crazy. So of course, that's a great time to shout out Everflow for enabling us and give us, the platform to manage and reach new partners. And so thank you for so much for that. You're doing a great work of helping us. So thank you.
And you too, you're a great client. I think like the idea to bring you for a fireside chat to talk together about like what we're doing and how we're working. I think this is also like a great opportunity that I like to do with clients. And as I mentioned, we met like a half a year ago, like in your office, and we came up with those kind of ideas. So it's great to have you here. And I think that we have a lot of like learning, a lot of things to think about from this chat. So I would ask you, like for summary, if there is a one thing you want the audience will go out from this day, what would it be?
Only one thing?
You can do two.
Okay. So I think what I want people to remember out of this conversation is compliance, usability, and social responsibility. So accessibility is a journey; it's not a destination. So you need to go with a full service provider.
Yeah, that's for sure, and hopefully they can choose a user way for that. Where the audience can learn more about user way beside the traditional ones.
So of course, you can follow us on social media, and you will be the first to hear about our news, new products, new launches, and of course our website userway.org. Then you can we have amazing blog, we have amazing content, and you can find out about all of the solutions that we are offering. You can find out about our partner program as well. So yeah, I think that's covered it all.
That's great. And if some of our audience would like to approach you directly to learn more, what would be the best way to do it?
So of course they can reach me on LinkedIn, Dor Barak, or of course I have my email dor.barak@userway.org. So feel free to reach out. I'm here for you guys if you have any questions.
That's great. Dor, thank you so much. I think it was like really interesting conversation. Thank you for the audience for joining, and looking forward to see you in the next fireside chat. Have a good one, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.